Hey Alan, this is John. I just wanted to record a very quick video, having spoken to you about the new videos that you have coming out, which I'm really excited about. I think it's a huge subject, how to tap into that kind of more creative side, how to get a bit more experimental. So I just wanted to give you a couple of tips on how to market that. Like I said, it's a great idea. As you were saying, it's kind of a difficult one to advertise because it's difficult to put it into words. So just a couple of suggestions. Starting off with what makes a good ad. So I pulled up this example from weight loss because weight loss is just something that everybody can understand. So you'd understand the methodology behind creating these ads. So this is a very popular example of a natural weight loss ad. And there's a few things to really focus on. Obviously, the woman in the bikini draws the attention. But the reason they use these kind of things is because of what's called the transformation effect. So when anybody is buying anything, they're not really buying the thing that they're buying. They're buying into the transformation that it will lead to. So the classic example we use in marketing is when you go to a DIY store to buy a hammer, you don't really want the hammer, right? If you just wanted a hammer, you would just buy a hammer and then go home and just leave it and not use the hammer. So what you're actually doing is buying the hammer so you can knock a hole in a wall because you want to hang a nice new photo of you and your wife. So the end result, the transformation, isn't the hammer. The transformation is the picture hanging on the wall. That's what gives you that great feeling. That's what gives you the emotional buy-in. So you need the hammer as a step in that journey, but it's not the end result. So with this, the natural weight loss, taking the pills, doing the exercise, whatever it is, that's not the end result. People buy this, but this is not what they want. What they want is this. They want this image of this woman right here. They want the toned tummy. They want the nice athletic looking thighs. They want all of that. So we have to bear in mind that what they're purchasing is not the end result. So for your videos, what is the end result that they actually want? What's the transformation that they're actually buying into? And I'm going to come back to that in just a second. A couple of other things to mention about this ad. Obviously, it has tick boxes which show you exactly what you can expect. So it's kind of spelling it out for them. So block fat, help prevent fat production, suppress appetite, help us reduce emotional eating. The last one I think is really important, manage stress. So it decreases belly fat, but managing stress, what they're doing here is they're tapping into that emotional side of people again. So people make decisions based on their emotions, not based on their logic. So if you're shopping for a new car, and the car dealership guy tells you that this one does 0 to 60 in 3 seconds and it consumes this many gallons per mile and blah blah blah, that's all really that's interesting data, that's all logical, but you'll buy the car that you feel the best about, like the one that you like the color or the one that your best friend told you to get, right? That's how we make decisions. As humans, we're driven by emotions. So always including something of an emotional connection to your audience will increase your sales. So that's kind of an example of what a good ad looks like. I'm not going to ask you to stand posing in a bikini, don't worry. But knowing that that's the final transformation that people buy, that's what they will happily spend money on because it's what they want in their own life. So what does that look like in terms of your video as well? You can do some research on this. There's a couple of fun ways that I do this. One of them is if you pull up Chrome and start doing some Google searches, there's a plugin you can get. And you'll see just under the search bar here, it tells you the average monthly search volume of any search that you do. So I just typed in how to make better music. It's always surprising to me. On average, nobody searches for that per month on Google Chrome, which just blows my mind. But it reminds me that we are the minority of people. So we could type in some different searches. So how to make trance music. Let's see what comes up. So 260 people per month search for that. So that's not bad, but bearing in mind this is a global tool, you would expect it to be higher than that. Okay, so you can keep playing around, and what this is doing is it's telling you what people out there are actually looking for. What are they going on Google and searching for? So how to make EDM, right? Let's just try that for example. 1,000 a month. So more people are looking for EDM than they are for trance. Now, that doesn't mean that you're going to suddenly start doing EDM videos, but it tells you what the market is doing. It tells you how people are behaving. So I would say something like, how to be creative. Let's see what happens. Okay, so how to be creative, 6,600 people per month on average search for that. Now, it's not specific to music, but it does tell you about the psychology. It tells you that a lot of people out there every single month are searching for ways to be more creative. So that gives you a kind of a clue as to maybe what this video should be advertised as. It's going to be a video advertised as being more creative, tapping into a more creative side. So it sort of starts to give you an impression of what you should be talking about. If you advertise the video as making better music, well, no one's looking for that because that's not how people search for things. How to be more creative, on the other hand, is very popular. So you can do some more of this research. You can tap into that. I'll try and find the name of this plugin. It's a Google Chrome extension, I should say, not plugin. And yeah, it just enables you to do this research and find out what people are looking for online so you know how to advertise your products. It's really cool. The other way you can do that is if you go to Transforums, and I just pulled up a random one on Facebook, which I think you're actually a member of, I saw. So just reading comments, what are people actually looking for in trance forums? So I saw this one, which I thought was a great comment. Any recommendations for atmosphere packs, using the one from Dave Parkinson, but would like to expand. So that might be that even though this is a creative video, you might mention something like, well, this is how I get creative to create new and interesting sounding atmosphere packs, because you know that people out there are actually searching for atmosphere packs. So reading through forums and just finding out, and I'm sure you do this already because you already have a Facebook group, Facebook page or a group, and you must read all the comments. I know you do because you comment back. So looking at that and kind of thinking, what are people really searching for? And even if the video isn't that specifically, it can be advertised as something that would lead them to that. So something that would help them to create atmospheres in this example by using other sounds. Okay, so using a bit of research and using some examples of some other ads that are doing well, you can sort of start leaning into what copy and images you would want to use to advertise this video. I'm going to do the images first, and then I'm going to go through some copy. So I actually found this image of Alesso in a studio. It's going to be really grainy because it's a low-res image. So this is Alesso. I'm actually not sure who this guy is, but this kind of picture, this is the equivalent of advertising the super athletic woman in the bikini, right? Because this is the transformation that all of us bedroom producers are dreaming of. We want to be in a studio, we want to be smiling, we want to be pumping our fists, we want to be working with somebody else, having a great old time in a recording studio. We don't want to be stuck in our bedrooms struggling with logic and being uncreative and being boring. So if you could give them an image, something like this, maybe even yourself in the studio, but just showing that you're having a good time, that you're being excited, that really tells people the end transformation that they're investing in when they buy your video. I think that would be a huge, huge thing for you to do. Maybe not of you, maybe just an image such as this. I'm sure you could find some images of some other producers, or if you don't want to use images of producers, just anything that shows that final transformation of making a more interesting track. So that's some imagery that you could potentially use. And by the way, these are all just suggestions, of course, just my opinion on things. Some of it will or will not be practical for you to actually do. And then we come to how to word things. So we start thinking about, okay, well, who's the target audience for these videos? And by the way, I couldn't remember the name of the videos. I think it was something like Watch Me Create, but I'll send you the link to this document so you can update it. So it's going to be like, who's the target audience, right? So I would say producers who are frustrated, anyone who thinks that great tracks just turn up as if by magic. I think you need to tell them that that's not what happens. It takes a lot of work. And I also think, people who struggle to think outside the box and release their creative side. So I can speak from experience. This is a feeling that I've dealt with a lot. Just, I feel boring. I feel like my tracks are lifeless. So if I saw an advert that said something, about how to overcome this, I would definitely want that product. Which kind of leads me on to the pain points. So when we talk about pain points, what we're doing is we're talking about the target audience, who they are, and what their most poignant kind of pain points are. So what are they really struggling with? What are they really trying to overcome? Because that informs us how to talk about our products. So some of the pain points might be, all of my tracks sound the same. I'm bored of the same old sounds and routines, right? Going through opening project file, opening channel strip setting, opening synth, using this drum pack, it does get boring. You know this as much as I do, or more than I do. So it can lead to feeling unmotivated to keep making music, right? Because every session feels boring and every track sounds the same. It can lead to being confused about how to get pro sounds, quote unquote, like how do these tracks sound so amazing? How do they sound so interesting and diverse? And also just not understanding what labels are searching for. So what is that X factor, that unknown factor that separates that pro track from the tracks that I'm making right now? How can I make my tracks more in alignment with those tracks? Those are some of the pain points. Those are some of the big questions that we're all asking ourselves. And I know for a fact because I'm one of them. So you can take this as from somebody who is your target audience. This is describing me. This is exactly how I feel. So that would lead into what we would use as the copy for the ads. So I just wrote down a few expressions you could look at. So get more creative, using the word creative because we know that's a popular word, with your productions, and get excited, excited being an emotional word, get excited about making music again. So it's got two things there. Creative is a big word, being searched for a lot, so we know people like it. And excited, which is an emotion. So remember, emotions are what drive decisions. So if I think, oh, this video is going to make me excited about making music again, well, one of my pain points is being bored, so that's great. That means I want this video. Feel the buzz of taking a boring sample you've used 100 times and turning it into a brand new sound that grabs attention. So what we're doing here is we're playing on that transformation. Every producer wants to be the producer that grabs other people's attention. So we can put that in some of the advertising. And again, if you're bored of this sample, turn it into a brand new sound, right? So brand new sound, that's exciting. Again, it's just building up people's expectations, making them excited about purchasing the video. Bored of atmosphere packs, so now we're actually literally responding to somebody's post on Facebook. See how I create my own from surprising samples. So creating new atmospheres, which can be a bit stale sometimes, from my own surprising samples. So it's not the stuff that you would expect. It kind of hints that there's something unusual going on in this video. So everyone would want to watch that, right? They want to know what the secrets of the pros are. I would actually buy that. That sounds amazing. So watch me tap into my creative side and make sounds even I've never heard before. So that's similar to the previous one. It's about just how to be creative and how to make new sounds. And again, it just sounds interesting because like, wow, these are new sounds even I haven't heard before as a professional music producer. So then forget about great sounding tracks just appearing. See how it really comes together when I sit and get creative. Again, we're using the word creative because everybody is loving that word. And we're dispelling this myth that great tracks just appear. See how it really comes together. Because, you know, for me personally, when I'm sitting down and making music, I do sometimes think like, oh, if I was professional, if I was good enough, it would just come. It would just come to me naturally. So saying like, no, guys, forget that. Forget about them just appearing. See how it really happens. You're kind of telling them like this video is going to reveal some inner secrets that they don't know yet, and it's going to put their mind at rest. And then quickly, just start having fun. Nothing happens without experimentation. I'll show you the exact process I use to find new sounds and create tracks that stand out from the rest. So start having fun. Again, that's a big emotional buy-in. Everybody wants to feel like they're having more fun, especially when they're making music. Nothing happens without experimentation. I'll show you the exact process I use to find new sounds and create tracks that stand out from the rest. This is a huge line. I strongly recommend using this because I'll show you the exact process means I'm not going to be left guessing. You're going to walk me through the exact process that you, as a professional music producer, use. And new sounds and create tracks that stand out from the rest. Again, every producer wants to be the one that stands out from the rest because that's what gets you attention from other people. So this is a great line, this entire line here. I love it. I'd strongly recommend it. And then learn how to make the unique sounding tracks the big labels are looking for. Again, everybody wants to be known by a label, so if you're going to tell them how to do that, that's awesome. And then be the producer people are talking about because of your unique sounding tracks. And again, everybody wants to be that producer, so you're feeding into that transformation. Remember that end result of them being a better producer and having tracks that really stand out and get attention. So I hope all of that makes sense. In doing this, I am actually really excited about your videos because if it does half of what I've written here, I'm going to purchase it straight away. I'm going to purchase it anyway. I've purchased everything you've done so far. I don't mean to stop now, so looking forward to when you release that. If you've got any questions about anything you've seen in this video, please do let me know. You know, I'm very, very passionate about all of this. I love helping out with this, so just let me know if you need anything else. All right, mate, I'm looking forward to our next session. And, oh yeah, by the way, thanks again for yesterday's session. Sorry about the time confusion, but it was great. I really enjoyed the session, really positive feedback. And yeah, looking forward to diving into the acids that you taught me yesterday. All right, man, I'm going to sign off. I'll speak to you soon. Bye-bye.